Hi, this is Chris from the Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from Political Voices Network.
By the way, can I just say we really need some other happy clappy besides those people? Have I mentioned this yet this morning? Florida Representative Matt Gaetz was subpoenaed to sit for a deposition in a civil lawsuit that involves allegations he had sex with a 17-year-old girl. And also, a white guy is going to prison, Frangela. End of the line for Peter Navarro. He loses his final appeal to delay his jail sentence and has to turn himself in Tuesday. Yeah.
You mean the Green Bay sweep didn't sweep? The Green Bay
sweep? Swept right into prison.
Going to prison?
I wish I could have been there for him to, because all Peter Navarro's been doing is like, for real though. Are you gonna make me go to, for real though? Am I gonna have to go to prison? For real though? Because
he's like, with those sleeves rolled up and that tie on. He's like, no. That was what we were just trying to steal the country.
We had that Jim Jordan look. Roll up your sleeves because I'm working hard on my crime. I'm working hard on crime.
And I love that this is a Matt Gaetz defender that brought this civil suit against one of the girls. Anyway, this is why he's subpoenaed and has to testify now. So he inadvertently could be taken down by, a friend of his.
Wait, this is his fault too? I didn't even realize that.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Wow,
no, it's
that is so stupid.
Somebody that's an ally of Matt Gaetz is suing. I don't even remember. I don't even understand the whole thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah, it was like you explaining what's going on in England to me. I don't really give up buying
the Kate Middleton photo?
Something
I
photo, Middleton.
I didn't either.
I had to sit here for like 15 minutes yesterday explaining why
that
it's
was a
thing.
waste of both of our life force. I was like, really? And I still don't care what the...
No, I don't care at all.
The Queen is like, I'm rolling.
I don't understand though, but everybody keeps talking about it.
What happened? I missed it.
There was some Photoshop or something.
There's a Photoshop.
She wasn't wearing her wedding.
We'll talk about it later. I'll tell you at the next break because it's trivial and weird.
It is trivial and weird.
Wearing her wedding ring. They're not sure what her stomach surgery thing was. Maybe she's not really. Maybe
alive.
She's sick. I don't. Yes, maybe. The Queen's like, I'm rolling over in my grave. I have spilled my Dubonnet. I don't know.
She ain't even been gone that long, and they don't know how to do anything.
Nope, that's true. Yeah, see what an iron fist she kept.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was holding all those people together.
When she and the
whoever held Tom Cruise together before the couch.
When she and the corgis were in charge.
They were.
You know what I'm saying?
They were.
People stay in line.
Ruled.
Those
People
little ankle
talk
biters.
about corgis being bossy, but they are.
There's some corgi club that hikes in the park near me, and it's really quite. Yeah, it's quite a sight. It's a lot of corgis. Yeah. Huh? It's just, I'm just saying, one corgi cute. A lot of them kind of terrifying together.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
This is a park full of coyotes, though. Is that the best idea?
They're on leashes and they're with people. They're
right.
Okay. Well, all right. Okay. This just in. Covey tweets: Measles has endorsed RFK Jr. and Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. Can we talk for a minute about this? Mm-hmm. Because this is my problem with Robert Not So Kennedy. My problem with him is that we're at a point in our nation's history where you can legit say, I might make Aaron Rodgers my running mate. And the question that I see that followed up with is things that Aaron Rodgers believes in, as if that matters. Like, literally, the press starts writing articles about, well, Aaron Rodgers said this and that. I'm like, no, Aaron Rodgers is a football player. Mm-hmm. What are we talking about?
And he tried to walk back his Sandy Hook truther, but not really. No. He said it to a CNN reporter. He's a 9/11 truther. He's a nutcase. Okay.
Absolutely in that case. So that is the right ticket for him to be on. I mean.
Yeah. What did Jimmy Kimmel say? Like, how many losing teams can you be on?
Oh, nice.
I don't know where to start. Chris did, I don't know. There's something wrong when he's trying to make me feel better about the Fonnie Willis ruling. Uh-huh. But MAGA fans are flipping out. But is it just me that I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, black people need supervision now to, to have a private life? Because that's what it feels like. So she can continue if either she or Nathan Wade removes themselves from this. And it reminded me of the Robert Hur report in that he said there is no conflict of interest. But you know what? This just makes me feel the appearance is it's a little ugly. So one all y'all's got to go. I mean, I know it's good news on the legal front that this will move forward. But did it feel weird to you like that, like it did to me?
It is appeasement. It is what we are watching right here again and again. It's more appeasement. And what they said was, if you're going to be black in this country and critique think you're going to critique a white man? We are going to critique you. We're going to critique you from head to toe. We're going to crawl up into your underwear and we're going to critique that. And anybody associated with you, we're going to critique them and we're going to try to break you. We will try to break your soul. We're going to try to break your character. We're going to just try to destroy you. And that is how strong Bonnie Willis is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is
I've been quoting you guys all week just because that's stuck in my head that I'm like, no, we ain't quite done digging around this black lady's panties. We're going to, okay, you can just stay on the case, but, either you or your boyfriend, who's not even her boyfriend anymore. And, it just, first of all,
we're going to white-splain the law to you. This is not the law.
Yeah.
This is not the law.
Yeah. And by the way, those of us that aren't even lawyers aren't idiots. A conflict is if she was sleeping with the judge or a juror or something. This is not a conflict to sleep with someone on your own side. It happens every day in every courtroom in the country, I'm sure. Right?
Yeah. But it's absolutely ridiculous. If you put people in a room long enough, they're going to touch on each other. That's just science. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Aren't two of them dating on Trump's team?
Yes.
It obviously has nothing to do with the case, but what it did do was send a very clear message. I had this deja vu moment, and I was back there on the plantation, and I was thinking about, is Miss Ginni gonna go to the Wilkes' barbecue? And we were worried because Clarence, he think he uppity, he thinks he belong in the big house, man. Everybody knows he don't belong in the big house. So I had been told by Massa, what were we talking about?
I got lost in your story myself, but go ahead.
I mean, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. You're going to tell me how to act. Okay.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with you. That's none of their business. This judge is...
And Jody and I keep saying, where is in the mainstream media the fact that, first of all, it wasn't her boyfriend when this case started, and secondly, he was like the third choice after two people turned her down because of Trump and his vicious thugs and death threats. So it wasn't, far from, she was trying to get her boyfriend a job. That was the third. He was third or fourth person.
Third.
She went to for the job.
We didn't even learn that until recently because that didn't matter, right? Like it doesn't matter. We can't I have yet to hear Trump's voice.
Yeah.
But I've heard hers on the stage.
Yeah.
Explain to me how that makes sense.
Well, as we keep saying, I don't know which legal expert said it, that should have been in his chambers at lunchtime dismissed. Not a how many day trial of her personal life on TV this was. So,
Thank
you. I wish they were as afraid of black people as they say they are.
Well, you know what? Now they should be. Now they should be. Here's what I keep saying is, when you come for the queen, you best not miss. Well, now they missed. So now she's pissed. Now she's going forward, right?
I hope she brings the people who got left out, bring them back in. The things you were like, we don't have time for that, have time for it.
Yeah, that's what Glenn Kirshner says. She thinks that, she might as well refile because, this one, being that it's RICO and it's so broad, was never going to go before the election anyway,
And you know what anger does to your typing speed? I mean, it goes exponentially up. I believe that brief was done before the judge cut those 6 counts. She's like,
yeah.
Done.
Yeah. And speaking of disrespecting black people, what the actual in New York? So Alvin Bragg has every right to be effing pissed. Right? Like, what is going on with the DOJ and SDNY? I mean, I get it that, as usual, this is Trump's fault, but he's going to pull this right before a trial, right? It's supposed to start in 2 weeks, and suddenly you hear a peep about this, and now all of these documents, right? So now we have to have at least a 30-day delay. But who was it, Dean and a couple other legal experts said they still think this is going to go before the election. But what was your take on all that mess yesterday?
Hire more people.
Yeah.
Don't need 30 days. Get it done. Just get it done.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't understand this, we need, no, you don't.
Yeah.
What's changing that much?
Well, also the Department of Justice has failed the American people. Merrick Garland, in particular, I say it lands on his head because I don't know. And it's this very same thing, and this is what's really sad about it. We're listening to the GOP continuously talk about when Trump gets back into power, how they are going to blow out like a colon cleanse everybody in government, okay? Like they've done at the RNC, okay? They've shown you what they will go and do. People thought at the RNC were working there. They were like, "Oh my, look at Trump coming over and everything." They were like, "Oh, we don't need none of these jobs because all of these jobs equal $464 million." Okay?
Yeah.
I
But
brought
now-
boxes.
I
What'd you
feel
say?
like what you were really saying, Francis, is please, do you have any Mrs. Eric Trump audio that you might play for me stuff? Yes, Francis, I do. Here it is. Here's Lara.
And people look around and they say, am I better off now than I was 4 years ago? The answer to that is
Yes.
no. You can
Yes.
compare very easily how much better your life was with Donald Trump in office.
No. This is, she had the judgment to marry Eric Trump. Should we just stipulate that in a sidebar? Please continue. Please continue, Lara.
Right now, we have the first ever election integrity division at the RNC. That means massive resources going to this one thing. If people out there, Sean, don't feel like their vote counts, they don't trust the system we have, then we are no longer the country we once thought we were. We will have trained poll watchers, poll observers, poll workers, people in tabulation centers all across this country.
Now, when I hear the term poll watcher, Frangela, what are they watching for? What are they? I feel like it's should they call them melanin watchers? Because I
Yes.
feel like that's what they're. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That is what we do in this country. We racially profile. That's how we get information, is by understanding it's bad if too many brown people are near it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Be it the border, be it elections, be it having babies. They got to get involved.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Jamie Harrison had some thoughts on Lara and the RNC.
Man, listen, as they say, the RNC is down bad. You think about this. After Trump has taken over this party, Lara Trump is the chair of the party. They are in financial disarray. They're dealing with a mass purge of staffers. Just a few months before the election, I hear almost a third of the staffers at the RNC are being laid off.
I guess we should be happy, right? That this is just going to continue the implosion of this awful party. One last one, Jamie Harrison.
They are on one of the worst losing streaks we've seen in modern party politics, in modern party politics in the history of this nation. So, they're taking out lines of credit, laying off staff, and they can't even afford to spend money on their racist down ballot. But this is the good thing. They are paying Donald Trump's legal bill. So as I said with you earlier, man, go Lara, go. Girl, you are doing it. You are knocking it out the park.
Francis, what were you doing the double handy dance? You looked a little bit like Donald Trump.
Drive.
Oh, you were doing your driving. Yeah. Okay.
See,
Sorry.
the wheel is that big for her.
Because she's just a little tiny head with hands.
I'm gonna talk to you later.
Object work-wise, Francis, you're an improviser. Object work-wise, the steering wheel, you have it like all out here.
Well, this is dry.
Sorry. Oops. All right.
This is not a phone. This is a phone.
Thank you for the clarification. Okay. Mehdi Hassan tweeted, to be clear, if Mnuchin gets TikTok and Musk has Twitter, that's two of the most influential messaging platforms on the planet in the hands of MAGA and their allies in an election year, with both purchases done on a Democratic White House and Senate's watch. I mean, I just quoted Eric Holder about how, just the power of the vote and that we have to do this. Because I feel like, oh my God, right now I think we're all feeling like, you name it, right? The Justice Department, the media, whatever it is, social media platforms. We're just like, really? We're going to have to do this ourselves again, right?
Absolutely. And when we keep allowing people with a particular political viewpoint to own the media, we will never be centered again. You will never see yourself. We will never see Black people in a decent light again on the news.
You won't see the truth.
Yeah.
That's what
If
I'm
you
saying.
watch Fox News, I was watching the news the other day, and they were interviewing people, MAGA people, and this woman said, why, they asked her, why are you voting for Trump? And she said, because he lowered my insulin prices.
We played that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
And
No, I
nobody
know.
corrected her.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're going to find out in November. I keep saying this. What percentage of Americans believe all of Trump's lies? Because it is infuriating.
I think the thing to remember here is, and I watched a TikTok where a woman explained it very clearly and articulately, which is, these are poor white people. Or poor people in general, but poor white people. And when you are a poor white person, this is a white woman saying this, when you're a poor white person, you don't have capital. You're not important. You don't feel like you belong in this culture. They don't appreciate you or respect you. So the only capital you have is social capital. And that's your whiteness.
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying yes to with Donald Trump. It's not their interest. It's not the bills. It's not whether or not their taxes. It's the one piece of capital they think they have.
Yeah. 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 No, exactly.
And they're reinforcing it, you know. And and what he does, he goes and reinforces that identity over and over and over, and allows this false worship of it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's exactly it. This just made me happy though, because we just talked about the RNC
Right.
shooting themselves in the foot right before the election. Tee-hee.
I love it.
Allison Gill said Trump asked Durham to investigate Mueller, and Durham found Trump crimes. Trump asked Weiss to investigate the Bidens, and Weiss found a Russian asset paid by Trump associates that lied to the FBI about the Bidens. That's funny to me. Okay, so there is part of me like. But I think it's, you're right. It's this media thing.
Yeah.
Like I was talking about the Judge McAfee ruling reminded me of the Robert Hur thing, but it's also what the media runs with. Man, they ran with all that Fani Willis stuff. They ran with all the Biden is old, the Hur report, without reading the transcript that actually showed the opposite, that Joe Biden has a photographic memory, according to Robert Hur, right?
Exactly. I can't. And then you got to sit there and watch Robert Hur say he doesn't believe the transcript. You don't believe the transcript.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? That's your answer.
And to me, when he would say, "Oh yes, that appears in the transcript," like what? It was written by fairies? No, you wrote it.
Like, it's the most ridiculous thing in the world. I don't trust that. You don't trust that? That's your transcription person. What don't you trust about it? It's not like Angela paid for the person. It is what are you talking about? It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. But I'm going to tell you something. It's all they have. All they have is distraction.
This.
The 2020 election was decided by 42,918 votes in 3 states. So Trump can't afford to leave any votes on the table. And those voters are going to be the most coveted voters in this election because they're the swing voters who will decide the race.
And in your op-ed, you're right. Many Republicans look at this and say there's no way Joe Biden can win. Yes, he can. And if you don't believe it, I've got 3 words for you. Senator John Fetterman.
There you go. This is why we must do a Sexy Liberal Save the World tour, because I was saying the good news about this week, Frangela, is this is Putin and Netanyahu's worst nightmare, is that Ilhan Omar spoke out and said, absolutely, I'm voting for Joe Biden. Our democracy is on the line. We are facing fascism. And then Chuck Schumer coming out and condemning Netanyahu. That's what they hate, is when Americans are united, and see what the actual threats are, right?
Absolutely. I really do question the logic here of saying, he can't, it's dangerous for him. Okay, Trump's already lost to Biden once. I don't know why I have to remind these people of that.
Right.
Like, he's never beaten the man.
Right.
He's never actually gotten more actual votes, than anyone.
Right.
So the long shot here is him. That's the thing I don't think that it's really frustrating to hear this logic. No, Nikki Haley voters, they barely, come on now. Well, we all know.
Well, and that was my point when she stayed in. What she proved is that there is a third of Republicans who do not want this man.
Yeah.
And and the reality is maybe out of that third he might just get half of that 1/3, but that's not enough to put them over.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just not going to vote, is what I think. Because those are people who don't refuse to see the light and aren't going to vote for Biden.
And that's
Yeah.
I think they just won't
That's
vote.
a vote he doesn't get.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
And
I'm
he
fine
said,
with it either way.
and he said, screw you. We don't want you. If you
Right.
vote for me in the primary. Mark Thiessen on that breakdown that you just mentioned.
Fox News voter analysis says about 2/3 of the electorate, Republican electorate, is MAGA. A third is not. He needs those non-MAGA voters, and he needs to convince them to come to his camp and unite the Republican Party.
When I want people to come over, what I tell them is, I hate you, I don't want you. And that, they're right there. They show right up.
Chuck Schumer said at this critical juncture, I believe a new election in Israel is the only way to allow for a healthy and open decision-making process about the future of Israel at a time when so many Israelis have lost their confidence in the vision and direction of their government. Good for him. Thomas Friedman wrote, with enemies like Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and Iran, Israel should be enjoying the sympathy of much of the world, but it is not. Because of Benjamin Netanyahu and his extremist coalition, Israel is becoming radioactive. I keep saying it, when he came here and disrespected President Obama, he was so to speak against the Iran deal to our Congress, behind Obama's back. And now, as many people, including Dean Obeidallah, are saying, he's actively trying to undermine, Biden and get Trump reelected. And he has the nerve to say you shouldn't be meddling in our politics. Chuck Schumer shouldn't have said that. He's always meddled in our politics.
Thank you. You came here. Like you just said. Like,
you don't want me to meddle in your politics, but you're going to take the millions of dollars that we send you a year? Because it ain't, what I can tell you is the money don't flow the other way.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? When you get a warning from Germany, it's...
Oh, jeez.
Germany warning about their history, and the guy Trump recently praised and his followers defended. That would be Hitler. Yep. Dear Americans, go ahead, vote for the guy with the loud voice who hates minorities, threatens to imprison his opponents, doesn't give up about democracy, and claims he alone can fix everything. What could possibly go wrong? Good luck, the people of Germany. Okay. That's all over the...
Embarrassing. So embarrassing.
I mean, Randy Mayhem Singer said, God, I miss not having to worry about America becoming a dictatorship. I mean, of all the elections we've all lived through, right? We've never been like, God, I wonder if we'll still be a democracy. I mean, to wake up every day like that is, which is why I appreciated Ilhan Omar. Just not even a second of hesitation going, of course I'm supporting Biden. Our democracy's on the line.
Yeah. I mean, I got the logic. I understand the logic of the no vote on the primary from Democrats.
Right.
That they're like, this is our way of communicating with people who we feel like aren't hearing how strongly we feel about this. But I ultimately thought, this is not the time. This is not the time for that fight.
Yeah.